This is Nick Owens for BUAD 2200 comparison report. Starting on the left is Deputy Shelley Clark, Deputy Winona Burton, Captain Boyer, Lieutenant Causey, and Sergeant Friedman. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming today. I know on a Monday how busy everyone's schedules are. Not too long ago, if you were going to purchase a new television, your main concern was, well, your budget and how much TV you could buy for the dollar. Size was probably next, along with what brand. Today, with the new technologies, you've got a lot more options available. And for most of us, price is still the #1 consideration. If you're operating on a budget like most people, this is a fairly major purchase, with the TVs ranging in price from several hundred to several $1,000s. Some of us are still waiting for our old tube TVs to die. Others of us will be purchasing our second or third TV. Some are upgrading from a smaller TV to a larger TV. So there's the question, how big do you want to go? Well, the sky's the limit on flat screen TVs, anywhere from 5 inches to 100 inches. So how big should you get? Recommendations are that your diagonal measurement on your television should be 1.5 to 2 times the distance, reverse that. The distance you sit should be 1.5 times to 2 times the distance you sit from your television. So if you have a 40-inch TV, you should be sitting from 5 feet to about 7 feet from the television. So if you get a really big living room, you need a really big TV. The things that we're going to focus on today are how much the TV is, how reliable the TV is, and its features. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, there's LCD, there's LED, there's plasma. The reality is there's not a whole lot of difference between the 3 different formats. You've probably heard that plasma TVs are prone to what's called burn-in. And that's when, if you always watch ABC and you got the little globe in the corner, the little globe stays no matter what channel you're on, in like ghost-like image. Well, that really doesn't happen anymore. With LCD and LED, the worry is the blur of the screen in like fast motion television, whether watching a sporting event or what have you. That really isn't an issue either. Most people's eye can't even pick up the blur. Another thing people think about is the 720 to the 1080 as far as the screen resolution. Again, most people's naked eye can't detect the difference. So, it's really kind of simple after all. Your choices still today are your budget, how big of a TV you can buy for the money, how reliable the TV is, and what all the TV can do. So, for the purposes of this comparison report, I compared 3 televisions, all plasma, all 50-inch, a Samsung 6000 series, a LG Infinia, and a Panasonic Viera. Now the price, that's the easy part. The Samsung rings in as the most expensive, as an average of $1,200 according to Consumer Reports. The LG is mid-grade at $1,050. Panasonic is our low end, at least as far as price is concerned, at $800. So, hands down, Panasonic is the best buy as far as price is concerned, being a good 33% less expensive than the Samsung. So next let's talk about reliability. Well, I spoke with Kyle, a salesman at a local electronics store, and he said more than anything else he sees the Samsungs being returned. When I spoke with Mike, another salesman at a different electronics store, he also said that mostly what he saw coming back in were the Samsungs. But he also noted that most people tend to have problems initially setting up their TVs, and a lot of people who aren't really technologically, advanced, if you will, can't do it themselves and need help. So he's not really sure if it's actually a quality issue or just a I can't figure out how this works issue. According to PC World, they did a survey of some 63,000 readers, and they rated the reliability of the TVs as follows, with LG at number 1, Panasonic at number 2, and Samsung a distant third. Now, Consumer Reports did a survey of 209,000 readers, and they actually simply do the numbers on how many problems are reported, in which case Samsung reported 3% problems, LG 8% problems, and Samsung at 5%. Well, being that the Consumer Reports had the largest sample, I'm going to go with them and say that Panasonic is the most reliable, with Samsung the next most reliable, and Panasonic first, LG third, Samsung second. So in this case, Panasonic at 3%, the highest quality of the TVs. As far as features are concerned, you can have things on your TV like your caller ID. You can have it linked up to a security system for your cameras. You can hook up to the internet. With some TVs, you can even surf the internet. Also, of course, your standard stereo hookups, DVD hookups. Well, the Panasonic at $800 is really kind of lacking on these features. It has the fewest number of connections, the fewest type of connections. The only way you can hook up to the internet is actually through your computer and through an Ethernet cable. Both the Samsung and the LG have technology for streaming internet. They have apps already downloaded onto the TVs, including things like Netflix, Hulu, and surfing capabilities. Both the LG and the Samsung have ability to add a wireless adapter, so you can actually hook up wirelessly to the internet through your television. So when it comes down to it, you've got the LG and the Samsung with the most features available. In this case, the Samsung has more connections and more types of connections than the LG. So as far as feature full, the Samsung is going to be your number one choice. So in the end, we've covered the price, the reliability, and the connectivity or the features of 3 TVs. Obviously Panasonic the cheapest and most reliable, but the Samsung the most feature-filled. Consistently throughout this comparison report, though, LG has been either in the middle or at the top. So in the end, the LG Infinia is going to be your best buy for your dollar. I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. I hope that the information presented today is useful to you in purchasing your next television. And I hope I didn't wave my hands too much through the whole thing. Little button on the side, under your thumb.
On the side.